Yo, what's up? It's your boy BC Bader, and welcome back to another episode of the Bate Escape podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things masturbation, soul sexuality, and goon culture. Happy Pride, everyone! I hope that everyone's having a gale time this month and celebrating yourself and being the best queer that you can possibly be. This episode is really great. On this episode, I sit down and chat with King Dwarf. If you're not familiar with King Dwarf, they are a gamer nerd, go-go boy, and professional porn actor. We talk a lot about masturbation in this episode, but we also talk about disability as a sexy fetish, why inclusivity matters at Pride, discovering what his freak number is, dating and making porn with his boyfriend, porn star Joel Someone, and masturbating with a banana peel. So, lots to listen to in this episode. Again, thanks for checking in. Thanks for listening. And I hope that you enjoy the episode. Enjoy.
Hey,
Yo, what is going on?
how are you?
I'm good. Oh, let me get this situated up in here. Like pin some stuff. How's your Sunday going?
It's going really well. Just basically recovering from my weekend. So yeah,
What, this weekend or like the last weekend?
yeah, but this weekend, yeah,
What's going on this weekend?
the
Oh, I
bait.
like your shirt. Wait, where'd you get this shirt?
For my friends at Fat Jacks.
I want a shirt like that.
Oh my God, you have to. I'll send you the link and all that.
Yeah, send me a link.
Yes.
I thank you so much for joining me. I've been
Thank you
wanting
for
to like
having
chat
me.
with you.
Totally.
I am chatting with King Dwarf, y'all. This is pretty amazing. I love your ex, by the way.
Thank you.
And I've
Like,
had several conversations with different people about your ex.
really? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Because it's
That's
so like refreshing. It's so cool.
I love that. Thank you.
Who did the artwork for your ex? I'm talking about like the banner and then your actual profile
Um,
picture.
oh my God, honestly, that was from when like it's been up there so long. It was a fan and I properly credited them, so I have to
Hmm.
get back to you on the credit for the banner. But I was
Yeah.
nervous about it, especially with like X and censorship and everything like that. So I think it's just perfect where it's not like revealing, like it's not actual drawings of a penis. I don't know. I don't even know the guidelines now for what's appropriate and what's not with Elon, you know? So
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that's like, yeah, I think that's a good call.
yeah.
Wait, is the original picture just like a fully nude sketch?
It's a fully nude. I cropped up. Yeah, I cropped to be safe because I was like, I don't need to be with
Nice.
my ex. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that I love about that was because like I just love the intersectionality of like art and sex.
You
Like I've
said,
always been fascinated with that. And it's always so nice when like people are just like, I'm an artist and I drew you and they send you like these amazing art pieces.
yeah. No, I've been blown away by what my fans have drawn of me like throughout the years so far. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, it turns me on. Like, I'm just like, wow, you actually like took the time to like draw a painting of me or sketch me. And I'm like, I love
You
it.
mean it turns you on to be naked and show it off?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what
Do
concept, right?
tell.
What a
Well,
concept.
I want to know like more about you, like beginnings. Like how did this come about for you? Like how did you want to get involved in like the sex entertainment industry?
So it all started when like I I was growing up and I
Hmm.
went to an all boys school and you know the toxic masculinity in those and I was bullied because I was a dwarf. And honestly, it was just a lot of like inner demons in my head. And I was just they were just like, you know, you're never gonna be found attractive. No one's gonna want to be sexually, you know, involved with you. And you know, and then also dealing with the bullying from the boys. I
What,
was
let me ask you really quickly, were those things that you were telling yourself, or was that like things that you were hearing from others?
That's things that I was the bullying was having those thoughts put in my head.
From other people, like people
Yes,
just kind of bullying.
yeah,
Got
from
it.
other
Okay.
people. Yeah.
Got it.
So basically, so you know, and then it would get to like we'd be in the locker room, and I was like, you know what, like I kind of want respect, so I'm just gonna like I know I have a big dick, like I already like know it's big, so I that was always the fun part was like you know just getting naked in the locker room around the boys after like phys ed, and they'd be like, holy shit, like. This dude is packing like a third leg. Like, okay, maybe we'll give him a little respect now. You know, he's a midget
You
with a huge cock.
you really are though. Like
Thank
You have
you.
like a beautiful penis.
Thank you.
Every
No,
time I watch it, I'm just like, holy shit.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I can see why you got respect.
Thank you. So it's kind of snowballed from there because then once I turned 18, I was like, all right, like I graduated, these thoughts have been in my head, and there really was no like, I don't know, it was like we'd have dances with the girls and everything like that. And I was like, let me find a place where I can actually express myself and see the feedback. And then
Mhm.
that's when like Chatterbait was huge, Camp 4, all those campsites.
Oh
So I was
yeah.
like, you know, and I would always be like kind of like this like very introverted kid. So I'd be in my room either playing video games or like I wasn't the one that was always like constantly out partying just yet. So
Hmm.
I was like, let me just go on Chatterbait and show myself off and see kind of the reception that I get from there. And I was like, if it's bad, all right, I'll just close the laptop and boom, it's done. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like putting myself out there in a physical space. It's something that I had control over. So I just went on Chatterbait one day, made my account, and I remember I was like the number one male cam. And like the words of positivity that I got from people actually enjoying me, show off my sexuality and my penis and all that, like is something I'll never forget because I was petrified. I was like, okay, I was like, I'm going online, like all these people are gonna see me. I'm either gonna get like, you know, jokes or bullied or like people are like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Like, you know. So and then I remember just like streaming and people like said the sweetest stuff to me and were really like into me. And I was so thankful. And that kind of like snowballed my whole career from there because I was like, you know what? I could do this. I could do this online. I found a place for me, you know?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting. I'm a firm believer that like repetitively like showing your sex will like positively reinforce the fact that you're like a sexual viable
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And it does really help when people are just like, oh, you're so sexy.
It is. And
It's like
like
that instant like gratification, that
it
feedback. Like,
was. Yeah. People were like, oh my God, I can't believe a dwarf would be so hung. Like it's so refreshing to see somebody of your like stature and your being to be positively like showing themselves off, that all sex is different, that all beings are different, you know, especially all males
yeah.
are different. We all come in different shapes and sizes, you know. So it
Oh
was just a
yeah.
really positive moment for me. And that's what really snowballed my career from there going into, you know, cam shows and then making my content on Tumblr. And then when Tumblr kind of got rid of the X, you know, the adult content, that's when I kind of
Mhm.
migrated everyone to Twitter and X, whatever I still call it Twitter. You know, and then from there I really had my base, which I was thankful for following me all the way from Tumblr. And
Yeah.
then that's when I created the OnlyFans. And then, you know, it just, you know, I'm so
Snowballed.
thankful. Yeah, it just snowballed. So, you know, and I'm thankful to being at a place now where I could like freely express myself and I have just so much positivity come back to me online and like the like and then especially go-going now too. It's just like because since I was such like an introvert and I was doing this all from my room, like literally just me and a
Yeah.
like I felt like I was like a Rapunzel in a castle. Like I never really like I was too scared to go like to events where there was other you know, queer people because I was just like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to be received. I don't want to be made fun of, you know?
Like
So,
you wouldn't even go to like gay bars or like prides or anything like that?
from an 18, no, 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 no. I was truly
Okay.
petrified.
Yeah.
Even meeting like we'll get into that, but like even meeting my boyfriend, like Joel, like you know, who you
Hmm.
worked with, who you interviewed, like
Hmm.
I didn't even. We talked for like I would have to say about 2 or 3 years on and off. And he was living in New York while I was living in New Jersey, and I was so petrified to even meet him, just because I never was around somebody who was actively involved in the industry and somebody who was like this
Hmm.
big porn star. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh my God, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna use me? Is he just gonna use me for content? Like there were so many things that went through my head, especially
Yeah.
because I didn't work with anybody up until that time. And
Hmm.
so we just kind of flirted and he was always so sweet. And I that's it's so funny how it took to me like being on vacation to actually finally meet him. Yeah. But we'll
I
get to
think that's, but I think that's, I was gonna say important. No, I think that's, I think that's good. Like take your time.
Yeah, I was
Like
very
to really, I think people are just so quick to, especially in this digital age where everyone's so easily accessible via social media. I think it's so nice to really take that time. Like
yeah,
2 to 3 years is like a normal thing
yeah.
to like get to know
And the
someone.
great
But
thing
again,
is like, and the great thing about that is like he got to become my best friend in the process. It wasn't just
yeah,
like, look, it wasn't like, oh my God, I think you're sexy, come over, let's fuck. And like I'm really
yeah,
one of those. Is like I actually love establishing, even when I like do collabs, like even if
hmm,
it's just, and that's why I think baiting is so important to me, is like because you kind of get that male energy and you get that like male brotherhood. And
yeah,
it's like you're like a friend to me, and you're somebody like I actually have chemistry with before we actually do anything. You know,
yeah.
that turns me on even more.
That's true. Because I feel like
Yeah.
you have like a better connection, right? Like even if you
Yeah.
just like go out for tacos and then fuck
Literally.
the next day,
Yeah. Like
but you have that like kindred, like,
I give so much kudos to the content creators out here that can just like, hey, what are you doing at 5 p.m.? Let's fuck and let's make a video. I can't. I have
yeah.
so much anxiety, and I'm just like, what are we going to talk about? Is the chemistry going to be there? Am I going to get hard? Is it going to be like, there's so many things. And I'm like, no, we have to like go for a bite to eat. Let's play with our penises. Like,
And I
yeah.
think that's why your content is so refreshing. Like the last, I feel like you posted a video with a JV.
Yes, JV Marks. I love
Like
him.
that shit was sexy because you guys were just like sitting side by side, like making out and baiting. I'm just like, that's my
Yeah.
shit. Like I
Yeah.
love that shit because you're
And
just like, oh,
honestly,
that's your bro, like you're hanging
yeah,
out. Or,
doing that type of content turns me on the most, honestly. And even on like, even when I'm actually genuinely like bored and horny and I have time to myself and I'm looking for a hookup, like I go on Sniffy.
uh,
I'm like, I put in my profile. I'm like, I honestly love dating more than like hooking up now. It's like such a thing for me. I'm like, I might as well just be a side. Like
I
if I,
want to talk to you about that.
yeah.
Let's talk about baiting. Like when did that, how have you always been a baiter?
Yeah. Oh my God. Since I was such a, even like when I was a horny teenager, I chose like dating over actually like hooking up with girls and guys. So yeah.
Hmm.
I just always been I've always loved masturbating. It's been a huge, huge thing for me. And then when I got into this and I actually discovered like that there's such a huge baiting community and then other websites and like Bait World and all that,
Yeah.
like, it just connected with me with a community of guys. And I was just like,
Nice.
sometimes, and especially I love the industry that I'm in. I love making content. I love making porn. I love doing all that. But I think it's just something that's so much more hotter to me is the baiter community. And especially at this time in my life where I'm just like, I want to kick back with a bro. I want us to get the fucking Albolene out. Like, I want us to just bait and connect and get primal with each other, you know?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the hottest thing to me. Gooning. It was so funny because I was literally just at an event outside San Diego, and I heard like straight people talk about gooning.
What?
They're like,
What was the
it's
conversation?
it's getting to the straights. Well, they just know the buzzword. It's so funny. And I'm
Good.
like, and I literally like did like a fucking double take, and I was like, "Did you just say gooning?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's like what the rage is now, right now." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do you know what it actually is?" And they
Do
were
you
like,
even know? Do
"You
you
have
even know
no
what a
idea."
gooter is?
Yeah. And so, I'm working with other like amazing performers like JV, like actually
Mhm.
being able to like goon out and film it and put it on like that is so fun to me. Like that's the stuff that I really love doing.
Yeah, because I think for like the longest time, like even when I first started out, um, I was like, oh, I kind of like I was like, I have to do this thing in order to get this feedback, or I have to like have sex this way in order to be like popular, or get a lot of
Yep.
followers.
Yep.
And for I was victim to that, and for a while I was like chasing whatever I could, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I made a lot of mistakes. I'll
Yeah.
be the first one. I
Yeah.
didn't really know how to handle myself in the beginning. I really didn't understand what I was trying to evoke and communicate to
Yeah.
whoever was looking at my shit.
Yeah.
And then inevitably I was just like, why don't I just stay true to myself? Like, why can't I just be a masturbator, be a gooner in this space, show that off, and then that's the point of view that I bring to the
Yeah.
sex industry,
Yeah.
That's valid. And I feel
I know
like,
it's completely valid. Yeah.
yeah, and I feel like people always ask me like, oh, I want to be like you. How'd you get started? I'm just like, find what works for you.
Yeah.
and like do what you love to do, like have the sex that you
Yeah.
love to do,
That
and
is,
then
I love
show
that.
that.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that
Because
statement.
oftentimes people have like really cool sex, and I'm just like, oh, what didn't think of that, or I want to
Yeah.
get into that too. So I'm always just
Yeah.
inspired by other people.
Yeah, no. That's I love hearing that because it's like do what sexually makes you happy.
Hmm.
And like if it's not with my like if it's not with Joel, my boyfriend currently, it's definitely baiting. Baiting is a very close second. I think just the connections that I'm making are more like, and it's mostly off camera. Like, I mean, there'll be some guys that'll be like, oh yeah, let's record it, but like no face or whatever because they're not in the industry and they have, but like most of it is like, and then when getting to work with people like JV and other people like that, and we can actually film it and celebrate it and put it online, like that's even better. So
Hmm.
it's just like, and it's like I think right now masturbating and like gooning and edging is like so much part of my routine and like the content that I love to produce and put out. Like I'm
Nice.
traveling constantly, so I'm in hotels and I'll start baiting or I'll start gooning, and people are like love that. Like people are like, holy shit, this is really hot. Like this is stuff that I enjoy seeing even more than like your sex stuff. Like so it's great. Yeah.
Because you're like you're just like by yourself. You're like the star of the show.
Exactly. And it's also a callback
Like
to
you don't
how
need to.
I got started. Like I didn't collab with anybody. It was just me, my laptop, and me in my
Yeah.
bedroom.
Yeah.
And to this day, like that was all like homegrown, I call it. Like there was no
Hmm.
porn studios. This was even before OnlyFans. And so it was just me posting stuff on Tumblr.
We
And
love Tumblr though,
yeah,
back in
we
the
do.
day.
Like, yeah. And it was just to see like so many notes of my like to see like reblogged and like the notes and all that. And the great thing about like Tumblr that I miss that I
Hmm.
think that Twitter will never be able to recapture is like your stuff appeared everywhere. Like the
Mm-hmm.
algorithm was so good. Their algorithm was so good where like I remember straight like I would be on straight blocks and then like with like straight porn and like people would be like holy shit look at that fucking dwarf's like fucking wiener like and then I would have a bunch of like straight dudes in my fucking DMs on Tumblr and I think that was way before the algorithms actually like knew what the fuck they were doing but
Yeah.
like, it was just your stuff would appear everywhere and I think that to actually getting like the amount of followers I did on Tumblr.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, so can I ask, so then do you enjoy leaning into your dwarfism? Is that something that's on brand for you? Like I
I do.
wanna like because I also wanted to like be respectful of
Yeah.
people's
Like disability
uh
handicap. Yeah.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
I'm curious to know like is that something that turns you on that you yourself express? I mean, that's who you are, but
Yeah.
other people pointed out to you. Is that something that really is sexy to you?
It is. It is. And I think playing around with it is like I fetishize it. Like people have fetishized me, so I'll kind of
Mm.
fetishize myself. And I
Hmm.
think that's the funny thing because I have the power and I also give people the power. I mean, as long as they're respectful about it and whatever. But like
Sure.
I love getting people to actually incorporate that in our play because it really gets me going. Like people, it's so funny how people like everyone wants to be PC and I get it because it's the times we're living in.
Sure.
But like they'll be like you just called yourself a midget. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm taking the power of that word.
Yeah,
Like, it's
totally.
just
Yeah.
like it's just like you can relate when we're called faggots. We're taking that power,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And so
Absolutely.
like they're like, can I call you a midget? I'm like, yeah, you can call me a midget. Like it's fine. Like as long as you're being
Well, at least I'm happy that people are at least asking for consent
yeah, they are. And
because
I love
that's important.
yeah, oh no, completely is. And I'm like, we get into it, and like, I have trigger words. Like you must have, I feel like all baiters have those trigger words like penis, masturbating, scrotum, erection,
All of it. Yeah.
and then when they see like dwarf and midget, they're like, holy shit, that's really hot that you actually like are okay with people like saying that to you. And I'm like, oh my God, it makes me crazy horny.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Want to be able to like have that when people interact with you, I want them to be nice and
Oh my God.
respectful, but
Um,
fuck it. If you're down for that shit, I'm
Oh
down
yeah.
for that shit too.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
what are some examples of people that can be disrespectful? Things that might not be like the best thing to say.
Um, I think it would just be like I really haven't even come across it. I'm talking about like something where like saying it in a derogatory sense, like, oh, fucking midget. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
feel like tone matters.
tone,
Intention.
intention and tone extremely matter because,
Yeah.
you could be like, it could be like somebody that's on the street who has no idea and they're just like, oh my God, there's a fucking midget.
Yeah.
Or when I'm go-going and it's somebody that's like, oh my God, like, did you see that midget that's go-going? Like, it's all about tone and discretion and so it's just like, I think in a baiting sense, in a sexual sense, um, I think I haven't run into anything where it's been like derogatory.
Good.
Yeah.
You're originally from New Jersey, you said?
Yes, New York. I was born and raised in New York, and then my family moved to Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell the accent.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now you're in California.
In LA. Yep.
How
Yep.
do you like it?
I love it. It's
How long have you been here on the West Coast?
February was a year.
Oh
So
shit. So
yeah,
fairly recent.
it's still fairly recent. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
moved here. I was planning when I was flying back and forth constantly to see and hang out with Joel and court Joel. And then
Hmm.
once we kind of got like serious, I was like, you know what? I can't do long distance. So I was like,
Yeah.
definitely I'll and then also it was because of my career. Like my career was blowing up and I felt like I got asked to be on shows out here and I was just like, I need to kind of relocate because, I can't like do this back and forth life. I can't. So
No, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like you're probably in the best space for the things that you want to do for sure. I mean,
yeah.
everyone's traveling over here. Like if you're an influencer, you're a content
Oh my
creator,
God.
like
Yeah.
LA is kind of the place to be. Because it's so easily accessible. If you're gonna work with like Hollywood or like television shows, everything's based out of here. So it makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yep. Yep.
Um, yeah, to make that move. Are you excited for the summer? What are some big things that are happening for you this summer? I know because I
Um,
know you're booked, busy, and blessed.
yes, I'm super grateful. I really just want to do a bunch of prides. Like my schedule is
Yeah,
taking me all over, like going for a bunch of people asking me to go at all these different prides this year. It's so exciting. I'm going to Nashville, I'm going to Seattle, I'm going here, I'm going back to New York, Chicago for IML in 2 weeks. So it's just like the schedule is getting busy because it's that time of year, and I'm really excited. I'm super blessed. I'm super happy. People always tell me about the show and like how proud they were of me seeing me on Go for the Gold. So it's just like, it's I'm getting to connect with people when I'm doing these gigs, and it's just super, super inspiring to me. And it makes me like happy that they actually come up because it's like all goes back to like just me being that like real performer that didn't really like go out of my bedroom. And so
yeah,
like they just saw me behind a computer screen, and now that these people actually get to connect with me in person, it
yeah.
like it really makes them happy, and they're super sweet about it.
It gives me a little bit, I don't know, it's scary. Like I feel like I'm at that place right now where I'm just kind of like behind the screen, behind like a
Yeah,
microphone. But
yeah,
I want to be able to like go out more. Like I was telling my friend, I was like, I definitely want to go to Pride. Like I miss going to Prides. I haven't been to
yeah,
Pride in forever.
yeah.
And I
No,
think I think more than ever during this like time, I feel like Pride is so much more needed.
oh, completely.
And
Yeah,
like people just need to go, like go
yeah,
represent. Like if
yeah.
you this
Exactly.
summer, like I encourage everybody to just celebrate Pride up the ass. Like just
Yeah,
do it.
exactly. It's super important to our community, I think, more than ever.
Yeah.
And just certainty with what's going on. It's just like we need to be proud and loud and really like, celebrate our diversity in this community because I think it's super important to show that. I mean, it's always one thing about having a good time about like pride, like getting drunk, going out to the club, but
Yeah.
like truly realizing the real reasons why we need pride is
Yeah.
always super in the forefront of my mind. And that's why I'm like always so humbled and blessed that I'm booked for these events because I
Yeah.
want to be a part of the celebration and the speeches and the parades and everything that really reminds our community why we're doing this. The real reason why we're doing this.
Well, I feel like if you all people, like you represent inclusivity. Do you know what I'm saying? Like just who you
Yeah.
are. Like I'm so glad that you're invited to these things. I'm glad that you're getting paid to
Yeah.
go dance. Like we need
Thank
to
you.
visually see
Yeah.
all kinds of people represented at these events because it's not just for one type of
Yeah,
gay. It's for
it's
all the
not.
gays.
It's for all the gays. Yeah, completely. I completely agree with you. Yeah.
And I think it has a much heavier weight now that I'm older. Because when I was younger, I was getting shit faced and looking at the boys, which
Yeah,
you
it's
could
like
still
party.
do.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, which you could still do, but I think now again it just holds more weight. Like having lived all this life and understanding like what is still lacking in our community, like the resources
yeah.
that we need, the
No,
visibility that we need.
completely. Yeah,
It's just now I'm just like I feel it's more revolutionary to me. I feel it
it
feels
is.
that way.
Yeah, yeah. It has the activism part is like really,
Yes.
yeah, the activism is really taking hold of
Yeah.
me. Yeah,
That's a good word. Activism. Yes. It's
yeah,
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
yeah.
Um, you make gay and straight content?
It's mostly gay.
Okay.
Uh, I've been doing it's me and Joel, tons of it with me and Joel, because that's like I just our chemistry on camera is super fun and super playful and super
Uh-huh.
sexy. Like here's the one that that I love bottoming for. Like if I do actually take it to penetrative sex.
Yeah.
Um, but then as far as like straight content, no, I haven't made any just yet, but
Okay.
that's not closed off to me.
Wait,
Like
what's this content where you're dressed as a I forgot what it was. I was scrolling through your
oh my God,
I
it
was
was probably
scrolling I
you.
was scrolling through your ex earlier.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it was
uh,
probably the one where I was dressed as like a
a
blacksmith.
blacksmith. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. You look so
So
good. The makeup looks really
thank
good.
you, thank you, my friend.
And the beard looks awesome.
My best friend Eddie did the makeup for that and the wardrobe,
Nice. Is that a
and
porno? Is that a porno shoot?
it was an erotic theater. So it was
So
based
like
out
you
of
were in an erotic play?
I was in an erotic play. Yeah. So it was like a
That's so
theater.
cool.
Yes, and which is I'm happy that people are reaching out to me because these are gigs that like I don't know if you ever heard of the play like Sleep No More. It's kind of like an interactive play that's in New York.
Yeah, and they wear the masks, and you have to kind of like
Yes, and
navigate
you
it, and
go
it's like
into like
really
a maze
sexual.
and there's like
Yes.
straight sex, gay sex.
Yes.
And so they really wanted to take a bite like a page out of that and do something like that here. And I was super blessed that I got asked to be part of it. It was so much fun and really sexy and hot to actually perform with a woman, which is always great. People are always shocked and you kind of get a mixed bag of reactions from your gay following. But
Sure.
I think it's for me, it's always exciting to put myself in a new situation sexually and
Yeah.
I'm not closed off from anything. So I'm still like experimentative, teenage horny boy. So, so I was like when the event organizer asked for me to be a part of it, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, I love your work. And she's like, do you do male and female scenes? And I was like, of course. I mean, I haven't really vibed with any cis females or I even reached out. I'm even probably going to do trans scenes as well because there's so much that I still want to do, and that's the fun
Yeah.
part of doing this career every day. It's like there's still so much stuff that I haven't done that I want to do and performers that I want to work with. So
Yeah.
for somebody to reach out to me and be like, yeah, like I would love, to have you here and for you to do an erotic play with us. And I was like, yeah, it was super sexy.
That's so baiter of you though.
Yeah,
And I've and
yeah,
I've had that talk with a lot of people, and I just feel like as baiters, we're in that space where we're able to really sexually explore. I feel
yes,
like a lot more than someone that isn't a true masturbator, right?
yes,
Because
yes,
I think we're just so used to just like having this like space to ourselves where we can just kind of let our imaginations run wild.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
we have like the masturbation, we know what feels good, and so we're
yeah,
eager to kind of branch out and be like, what if
yeah,
this feels good, and what if that feels good?
exactly. No, I think you really raise a good point because there's so much different things that trigger my bait or fuel my bait, especially as a baiter, you know this. So
Yes.
like thinking about it, like I was nervous, but then like when I was about to do it, I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is something I've been like fantasizing about. And this has fueled my bait. It's like, what if I did have sex with a female in front of a crowd watching? Or like, I was like, serviced by a female that was like, and around like straight identifying daters, or like I was at a party with swingers. And like, there's so many things that fuel my bait that I
That's
think
so
about.
hot.
Yeah, right.
I was just talking to Denver Jax yesterday for the pod I told you
Oh my
about.
God, I still
Um,
have to go when I'm in Denver. Yeah.
yeah, but I was talking because he was talking about like different events, and I was like, you know what's so cool? And I don't think I've maybe it's happened and I haven't been aware of it, but I'm just like, why don't these spaces hire like popular, famous like workers and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
have them for a night? Like have
Yeah.
them be like the entertainment for the evening and be like, hey, a
Oh,
night with
completely.
King Dwarf, and then you're
Yeah.
there and you're meeting people and like maybe you put on
Yeah.
a performance. Like I think that's really cool. And I
I
don't know
would
if that happens.
that's a
I don't know if
great
that
idea.
happens in bait spaces, but I would love to see that happen.
No, that's a great idea. I mean, I think they try to do it in they try to do it in like go-go settings because obviously they'll get the porn boys because they're more relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, we're more free to go naked, especially if there's go-go and nude allowed, which is always
Yeah.
fun for me. So
Do you dance over here in the West Hollywood? Like what clubs are you here in
yeah,
the
yeah. I dance at Mickey's. I dance at all the bars in West Hollywood. Um,
okay.
but I really love to do I'm more of a Silver Lake girl myself. I love to dance at Hot Dog Sundays
I can
and,
see that.
or downtown at Precinct. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I feel like those places are cooler. I
Yeah,
feel like they
I
fit your vibe more. They're a little bit more grungy, a little bit
yes.
more
Yeah,
alternative.
I'm kind of like the indie. Yeah, like the indie
Yeah,
go. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
you're an indie girly.
I do love the polish of I love West Hollywood. West Hollywood is great for a night out. It's great to
Sure,
go in. There's really, really sexy boys there. I love the gigs that I do get in West Hollywood. But
sure.
I feel like what I identify more as is I am the like the indie alternative, like boy that would love. And I also think there's more seedy moments that remind me of when I grew up in New York and like when I also go in New York because like more can happen.
Yeah,
Like you could just get naked, you can like show off, you can there's so much more seedier stuff that excites me.
like at the Eagle.
Yeah, like at the Eagle. Yeah, yeah, the Eagle in Silver Lake. Yeah, so there's just like
Yeah,
there's so many more opportunities and it's
it's
more
just more raunchy and
yeah,
pervy.
it's more fun. And I think that's important for our spaces nowadays. I think that we're able to explore our sexuality and show off our sexuality, in a gay male space and whoever else may be in the space, a queer space. And I think that what we do in those spaces, like, should be allowed. Like, it's
You a
our,
freak. What's
yeah,
your freak number?
I'm a 10, baby. I'm a 10. I'm a 10. Yeah, I'm a 10. I'm definitely a 10. Yeah.
I love that for us.
Yeah, no, it's fun. When you get with like-minded baiters, it's more satisfying than sex to me.
Do
Yeah.
you enjoy going to like the bait groups and stuff?
I do. Oh my God, I do. The last one I haven't gone to LA Jax yet, but I did a
Me
shoot.
neither. I haven't done that either.
I did a shoot, and the guy who and the very, very sweet and sexy gentleman that does it, that is in charge, he
Hmm.
was like, "You need to come. Like, you need to come." Like, and I was like, "So I'm still meaning to come when I'm here home in town." But I
Yeah,
New York Jacks, and let me tell you, the hottest experience I've had at those city jacks
yeah,
is like it brings in all types of dudes.
yeah,
And there's something just so sexy about like it's hot as fuck outside. Like you go even when it's like freezing, like you go inside, it's like this space where like you could just smell like the testosterone in the air, and it's just
yeah,
like and you just all get naked and you're baiting and you're on your penises and you're just like you're having a connection with so many like-minded guys. So and it's just like I come so hard when I have like an because I'll get an audience there or I'll just like get in a group and I like that they encourage I mean some people, but like some people break this, but like some people like they'll end up sucking or they'll end up doing oral. But I like that they actually try to like it's literally just touching and masturbating
yeah,
think that's super important and that we have a space for just that because that brings in people that are a little like scared and nervous. And they're
Mm-hmm.
just like, they're like the hot straight guys that come in and they're like, yeah, I love being with some of my bros, And that's just so hot to me. Like that's so fucking hot.
I
And I
think that's a really great way to like bring in like straight identifying people because you're not as intimidated
yeah,
or they're not so worried about the idea that people are gonna have sex with men where it's
touch
just like,
that. Or
yeah,
like, be like, oh, I want to suck you, bro. Like, yeah, you could just
exactly.
really lay back, relax, and just like enjoy bonding with another male.
Yeah, male bonding, dude.
We need it more than ever. Yeah.
Well, I goon for that shit.
Same. Same. Same, dude. But no, like, those are so hot. I think I've been to a couple. I do try to go when I'm like in other cities.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to go to a lot more when I travel a bunch again. Like I just love seeing the different range of baiters that go to these things, and it's so so hot. But New York was always my favorite because that's obviously where I lived. I was able
Yeah,
to go to them every like Tuesday and Sunday that they had them, and it was just
yeah.
so so hot. Like I would shoot across the room when I'd finally like ejaculate. Like I would like, yeah, it would be it'd be so fucking hot.
Projectile sperming.
Literally. I would like, dude, I can't, yeah. And guys were so good. I remember this one guy, like his hand would feel like, oh my God, it literally felt like I was actually inside like an anus or a vagina. And like his hand was just so warmed and albumined up. And I was just like, oh my God. It feels like like your hand feels like I'm having actual penetrative sex, but it's literally just your hand. And it blew my mind. I was like, this is how hot and sexy baiting can be.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
real,
you can make it you can make it as hot and horny and pervy as you want it to be. Like the sky's
yeah,
the limit, like whatever your imagination can conceive. And
yeah,
I've talked to people, they're just like, well, whatever, it's just boring. You're just like jerking off in your bed.
no,
I'm just like,
yeah,
no,
no,
bro.
yeah,
Like you obviously really have only touched the tip of the iceberg
yeah, yeah. There's
because like
so
so much going on.
it's all about the chemistry. Like if you really get into it with your bro and you get into the same stuff,
Yeah.
me and him were like he
Would you
had what I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask, are you considered a demisexual?
I think so. I think even especially after that retreat that I just went that the gig that I was on that was basically a retreat.
Hmm.
I would always go back to like Pan or Demi. Yeah. I would say I'm definitely it's my attraction to the person that dictates. Yeah. Like I'm sexually attracted to all beings. Yeah. And as I'm getting older, I'm definitely realizing that. Like I don't want to put myself in a box sexually anymore because I've worked with so many different performers and they all like turned me on. There was so many different performers that turned me on. Yeah. And I think just as baiting, like
Yeah.
going back to what you said, I think that we're so um we want to try so many different new things because there's so much fuel, especially when you're just sitting here jerking off in your bait like zone and you come across like Twitter and like you're just like scrolling and there's so many things that you're like, holy shit, that turns me on, you know?
Yeah, because it's to me it's sort of I used to say I would get bored so because I'm so good at it, so now I want to try other things. It's not about being bored. It's about having gotten really good at your own sex, where you're
Yes.
just like, I can get myself anytime, any place, anywhere. I've got
Yep.
that down.
That
Now
part.
I'm on a new journey where I'm just like, okay, now I want to really try the extreme, or I want to try the non-extreme. So now that opens you up to being like, because
Yep.
inevitably, if you try those things and they don't work out, you always have yourself.
Yes. Yes.
You
Oh
always
yeah.
go back to what feels the best
Yeah.
because you basically mastered it.
Exactly. Completely. No, I agree with you. Yeah.
Like, what city has been the most fun for you to go dance?
Let me see.
Oh, I see. You're going to Barracuda Pride Block Party in Seattle.
Yes.
That
Yes.
looks like a lot of fun.
That's gonna be super fun. Yes.
Had you been there before? Where did they take this image from?
Oh yeah, so that was me dancing in LA at Precinct. So because
I like the harness.
Barracuda,
It's so cute. I like the neon
okay.
green.
Right? Thank you. Yeah, no, Barracuda is a great like franchise party that happens all over the country. And they really I love go-go dancing for Matt the promoter and just for the boys that they get. It's always such a good time. And it's like, I get to go everywhere around the country with them and just like But I think the city that I have the most fun in so far, go-go dancing,
Hmm.
it would have to be New Orleans. Yeah.
Ooh, I've never been. I still want to go.
Oh my God, you have to.
What's the vibe in New Orleans?
New Orleans is definitely it's funny how you nailed it. Like you were like, you're more of like an alternative indie girl, with I'm like, yeah,
Edgy, edgy.
it's more seedy, like anything goes. There's an amazing bar called the Phoenix there that literally there has like an upstairs dark room. Like I'm go-going,
Ooh,
can be so horny, and I could just go upstairs and indulge and then come back down. And like there's just so many, and then there was just like, I don't know, I think it's just such a sexually liberating city. And
hmm.
there's tons of baiters there that I had sessions with that were really, really hot and fun.
In New
Uh,
Orleans?
yeah.
Ooh,
Oh
that's
yeah.
cool. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever met anyone from New Orleans. I've never really like
Oh yeah.
heard anything about that city.
Oh my God, yeah. And then a second would
Sick.
obviously be my obviously where I was born and raised, New York. That's so much fun. They have New York
Yeah.
Jacks easily has my heart. I love going every time I'm back home. But yeah, those are the first two that have come to mind for me. Yeah.
What have you been out of the country?
Yes. I just
Nice.
did I just did London and Berlin, which
Sick.
was so much fun because they have such a great baiter culture out there too.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
yeah,
European in general.
yeah, like I was even in they have the bathhouses out there are like fucking gorgeous. Like
Sick.
so even in the bathhouse, like I was having like a great fucking like circle jerk with a bunch of guys. And I'm just like, holy fuck, this is so hot. Didn't even have to speak the same language. I'm like, listen, we just get it. We just get it, okay?
Is there a country that you want to go to?
I think I still where do I want to go that I haven't
You
been?
need to go to like Mexico, bro.
I want to go there next. I've been hearing so
Yeah.
many great things about Puerto Vallarta. I think I want to do Mexico City. There was a great artist that I worked with at the Tama Finland House that really sold Mexico City to me.
Fuck
And
yeah.
he's from there. So I think I want to take a trip to Mexico City. Yeah.
I want to do it too. I feel like that's definitely like the motherland.
Yeah. Oh,
And so I've always had a fantasy of just like going there and like living there for a year and just like really kind of like
yeah.
getting more in touch with the roots.
Yeah.
As I get older, it's definitely something that's really important to me.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Um, do you want to play a game?
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Do you know this game? It's called Goon or Gone.
No.
Okay, well, I created it.
Okay. That'd be sweet.
And so it basically means like I just like find random shit that I'm really interested in my life. It's super random. There's like no
Okay.
rhyme or reason for it.
Okay.
And then I tell you what these things are, and then you tell me if you goon for it, meaning that you love it,
Okay.
or if you don't love it, then it's gone. It's got to go.
Okay. Buddha God. I love it. Okay.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
I'm excited.
Okay, number one, fish fillet.
Um, God. Not a big fish person. Yeah. No, no, I don't. Yeah.
Ah,
I would not
I'm
go.
s- I'm
Yeah.
so gross. I ordered like a fish fillet so late last night, and I was just a fatty, just eating this thing, and I'm just like, what am I doing with my life?
What am I
All right,
doing?
are you a McDonald's fan? Do you like McDonald's?
It's
Fast food?
it's literally so once in a while for me. So when I do have it, I good over it.
I
Yes.
know, because you got to take care of that hot body.
Like,
But when you do go to McDonald's, what is your order?
it's usually a 10-piece
Hmm.
chicken McNugget with
Yes.
fries and a Sprite because their Sprite is crisp.
Yeah, they got good sodas.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know
like,
what they do. They're fucking
like
paying the piper and being like, give me
a,
the good shit.
a good McDonald's Sprite heals me. Like literally. Yeah. Yeah, all my
That's
problems.
such a
Yeah.
that's such a modest order. Because when I go to McDonald's, like, oh ham. Like I'm just like, fuck it. I'm already here. I might as well just go all the
I
way with
I
it.
had a McGriddle and I was so
Okay.
scared on how addicted I got. Like I was like, oh my God, these are like from God. Like, how did they get the syrup in the fucking
In the bread, in the
oh my God. I had like three and I stopped. I like went cold turkey. I was like, I will get addicted to these. No, no, yeah.
These companies, corporations, they spend years formulating that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if they spent like over 5 years trying to make a McGriddle
I
and
am
perfect
so
that shit.
I am so me and Joel are like petrified. Like he we did it once and I was like, oh, I could never have McDonald's breakfast again. This,
Joel just
this
yeah.
is so good. Yeah.
All right, but you don't goon for a fish fillet.
I don't goon for the fish fillet. I'm sorry.
Are you
Yeah.
not a fan of like tartar sauce? Like, what about fish and chips?
No, I went to London and even I was not a fan of that. Yeah, no.
All
Yeah.
right,
I
okay.
think like in terms of fish, like
Sushi?
catch me like a red snapper. Like I'm like a snapper girl in that aspect, but like
Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, number two, a Prince Albert.
Oh, this is a loaded question. Okay, okay. Aesthetically,
Yeah,
aesthetically goon. I think it's hot.
yes.
But when I let my brain think too much about it, it would be a gone for me because
Uh-huh.
think about how painful it is. I mean, so they say it's not painful getting it done.
Who says it's not painful? You are
I,
getting a needle in your penis.
no, no,
That
no, I
must
know.
be
I know.
terrifying.
So it's aesthetically hot to look at, but then I've talked to
It
guys
is.
like, oh yeah, it wasn't that bad. So I don't know either if they're just like saving me from the real like nitty-gritty of it.
Or also too, I feel like those people have like really high pain tolerances. So
Yeah,
they're just like, oh, it wasn't really
yeah,
that bad. For someone that like me, I'm just a pussy. I'm just like, ah.
yeah. But
The
guys,
reason
it's
why I asked was because I think it was Twitter, and I follow some content creator, and he wrote a tweet and was just like, oh yeah, I lost my Prince Albert in someone's butt last night because he was like fucking this person on the dance floor.
oh my God, that
I'm
had a
like, how hard are you fucking to lose your Prince Albert
yeah.
inside someone's body?
Oh my God. Yeah. Ugh. My oh my God, my penis just twitched. Never mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then every time I think about it, I'm just like, it hurts. Like I do, like I
Yeah.
flinch. Like my penis is just like, no, bro, you're not doing that shit.
I would worry about the hygiene and the infection part. Like that would
Yeah.
the way it would like even sounding. That's oh I'm gone. No, no, no. No, no, no,
No
no, no.
sounding for you?
No sounding. You are not oh no. That is a abs I know people who got it done and it was felt so good and it was so addictive. And you could not sell me enough on that shit. You will not catch me putting something that I would get so scared that I would get an infection. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I was reading a book about masturbation and he had a piece where like he got into like sounding and people like putting things
Oh
in
my God.
their urethra as a
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
He wrote about a case and there's an actual physical documentation medical case back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Someone put maggots in their penis,
Oh my
dude.
God. Okay, good. Next. Next.
Yeah, people are wild. Just be careful, y'all. Don't be
Yeah,
putting crazy
literally,
wild shit
literally.
in your dig, bro.
Oh
All
that's
right, wait, we goon for Prince Albert. It's just not on us, but
yeah,
on
we
others, it looks really
yes,
sexy.
yes, good,
All right,
yes.
all right. I feel like that's pretty fair. Okay, number three, dry jerking. Are you a dry jerker or do you need like a lubricant for your
Um,
penis?
being uncut, I do have the privilege, I would say, of actually just being able to go at it and kind of like just bait it dry.
Nice.
Yeah, I know with the cut folk, I've been told that they kind of do, but I do love me some Albolene, even though, like, if I'm at a jerk party or if I'm just getting really like, if I'm going over or bros coming over, like, I'm fully stocked with the Albolene.
Are you on the Bader bomb shit?
No, I have not.
Ooh, okay. We got to get you on some Bader bomb, bro.
Okay, I need some beta bomb, bro.
I'll talk to some people. I'll hook you
Okay,
up.
hook me up. Thank you.
You're welcome. I missed dry jerking when I was a baby masturbator and I didn't have anything accessible to me. I once tried Vaseline and I knew from the very beginning
Ooh, yeah,
Vaseline just didn't work.
yeah, yeah. Too
I'm
messy.
uncut, so then I just started to I
Yeah.
figured out that I would just rub my foreskin over my penis head, and that's how I would
Oh,
dry masturbate.
I'm more like I grip it by the shaft, and then my foreskin kind of just does all the yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, dry jerking is cool.
yeah. Good, good, yeah.
Yeah, just don't do crazy because you get like you'll
Oh
get
yeah,
like
tears and
friction
rips
and
and yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Once that starts hurting and stuff, you got to get over to the grease and lube it up a
Exactly,
bit.
exactly.
Um, one, two, three, four. Tan lines. Do you like tan lines?
Goon.
Me too.
I am
Fucking
a
gooning.
huge gooner over tan lines. I think there's something so sexy about them, especially when like you'll see guys coming from the beach and then like they'll take a photo. You're like, wow, like that ass. Like now you see like and the ass is so like, oh my God, so pale. Oh, there's something about it. I think
So hot.
it's the contrast. Yeah.
Or like I love when you see like older daddies and they have like the G-string tan line. I'm like,
Ooh,
you're
yeah.
such a fucking slut. Like you're so
Yeah.
slutty. You're just showing
Yeah.
off your shit. You think you look so
Exactly.
pretty.
Yeah. I think that's super hot. Good. Oh yeah, I good over that all the time. Yeah.
Fucking pervy dads. I go for
Pervy.
pervy dads.
I go for pervy dads too. Yeah.
All right, cool. We love tan lights. Next, Snapchat. Are you a fan of Snapchat?
Um, yes, that's actually it's funny. It's funny enough because before I even did OnlyFans,
Uh-huh.
I had like a premium Snapchat. So like people would like just send me money and then I would kind of like add them to my premium Snap. And
Oh,
everyone,
nice.
there was no snitches. I was very impressed. But then I think it was just actually Snapchat like censoring stuff because they have all that like scanning technology now.
Yeah.
Like they knew I was putting nudes up, and like some stuff would get taken down, some stuff would get flagged, some were okay. So
Yeah.
I think it's really scary. I think with all this, like where you can't like there's censorship on certain platforms where you can't like express yourself and take nudes of yourself. So
Yeah.
kind of like I'll just use it to talk to friends now and kind of like bait with select people. But I don't want to get my shit deleted. Like I already had experience of getting my Instagram deleted and all that stuff. So like
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like my only safe spaces are obviously OnlyFans, which is not even really a safe space anymore. But like it's Twitter and X, and hopefully we don't even know how
Wait,
long
how is OnlyFans not a safe anymore?
they're just cracking down on so much. Like obviously,
Got
like
it. Got it.
so much stuff is against their TOS. That's a whole other
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get so specific. They start splitting hairs and shit.
Yeah, so Snapchat is I good over it. It reminds me of the hot times, especially when like I would be horny and like guys would just be like, hit me up on Snapchat, bro. And I would just send like I'd have a bait with like hot guys over Snapchat. Yeah.
Yeah, I do good for Snapchat. I recently, so when I first started out, I was using heavy Snapchat a lot, and I kind of didn't really understand how it worked, and I was just like putting
Yeah.
up pictures, and I was constantly getting reported
Yeah.
to the point where it's like this is a final warning. If you get
You
reported, you're gonna get shut down. So then I just deleted everyone off my Snapchat, and I
had
only kept certain
snitches. You had,
people.
you had snitches. Yeah.
Yeah, people snitches get stitches. Just remember that,
You had
okay?
snitches. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but I recently went back on it and just more of like a marketing branding perspective, and
Yeah.
that's been really fun. Like
Yeah.
my Snapchat has been getting a lot of traction.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
However, you do have to be careful. There's a lot of underage on Snapchat,
There
which
is.
is
Yeah.
another thing that's a bummer because like you can't age verify anyone that kind of
Yes.
adds you. You kind of have to take their word for it. So I'm
Exactly.
very, very
Yeah.
cautious of that shit.
Yeah. Completely.
But I do like a good like nude snap. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you're feeling yourself,
It's
you just want to like bait.
it's
Yeah.
sexy. There's a lot of hot straight guys on Snapchat.
Oh yeah, because the anonymity of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always a good time. Okay, cool. You're a gamer, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
how about this? Talking while gaming. Are you good at that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Um, I think there's like I think that's one of the hottest scenarios. Like, I love doing it because I actually had a Discord of myself. Like I actually just had a server. And
Yeah.
like fans of mine would actually join. My personal schedule got so busy where I actually haven't been able to like run it anymore. So, but I
Hmm.
do want to bring it back eventually. And but I would get like fans of mine to be on my Discord. And honestly, I would just be like playing video games and like baiting at the same time. And that was a really safe space for me where I could actually feel like I could actually like goon, edge, do everything. And people genuinely enjoyed watching me and it was fun.
That's fun. I should try doing that.
Yeah. And so Discord was a really great outlet for that. But I actually do just love like gaming with some bros and like I just get horny and I'll just like start baiting while I'm playing like Fortnite or like something. Yeah, and it's
So, because someone posted a picture on Twitter and it was a guy just, but a hot guy butt naked with like a controller, and he's like, "If you game, you're automatically sexy," and I'm like, "That's so true. Like
it
gamers are
is.
so hot."
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's something so sexy about just like stroking while you're gaming too. Yeah.
Wait, what's your favorite console and then what's your favorite game?
Oh my
Or
God.
not favorite, but like what do you
I am
prefer? What do you
definitely
want?
portability. I've been playing my Steam Deck and my Switch a lot. I don't even like
Nice.
I was back as a PS5 boy when I got home and I was able to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's my
Nice.
part. It was one of my first games growing up. Cloud will always be a wet dream fantasy for me. Yes. I think he is so fucking sexy. Yes. And
I haven't gotten into Final Fantasy. I feel like I should.
oh my God, it's so good. Yeah.
I
Sorry.
got the PS5 only because I wanted to play Street Fighter 6.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because it's changed so much. I remember
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6 from where it was to it is now. It's like worlds
Yeah.
improvement.
Classic.
It
Yeah.
looks so good.
It does. Yeah.
I do like the Switch. I'm a Splatoon girly.
I love Splatoon.
It's so much fun. And
I
then
literally
a beta boy bro was trying to teach me how to play Fortnite. Do you play Fortnite?
oh yeah. Yeah. It's a lot harder because I
What
think
is Fortnite? I don't get it.
it's just like a kind of like you're dropped down into like this battle map and it's like a free for all. Like you can shoot, you can build, building kind of comes into play where you need to defend yourself. So I think that was like 2 years
Uh,
going up and now like I played it when it was like when it first came out. And
mhm.
luckily I got a hold of the logistics of it early so I could actually build while like I'm still like shooting and defending myself. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Now they actually have modes where you can just shoot and you don't have to worry about building, or you can just build and not like they like improved on it dramatically. So I think it has
Nice.
something for like everyone now. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a bro and he was like, "Do you play?" Because I get you playing teams,
You can do
and
duos.
that's where the talking
Yeah.
comes into play, right? Because you're talking to each
Yeah.
other as you're
The
playing this game.
headset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you play?" And I was like, "I've never played, but I would love to learn." So he's has to show me. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely do it. Yeah.
Okay, and the last one, banana splits.
Oh my God, Goon. Yeah. Everything that has a phallic quality to it makes me goon. Yeah. Come on. Like,
I went. The reason I asked is like it brought back memories. I went and saw this porno, and they used a banana split in
huh.
sex. I won't go into graphic detail, but
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. No. Yeah. Goon. Oh yeah.
it
Something
involved
about
it
something
involved
about
all of
being,
it. The
come on.
banana,
I
the
mean, when we were kids, even
uh-huh.
when we were teenage boys, horny teenage boys, we all saw the American Pie scene where he fucking warmed up the banana peel, and I did that. It felt I didn't burn myself because I let it cool, but
Yeah,
like it was you can fully I said it here first. I've masturbated with a banana peel when I was a horny teenage boy. Yes.
that's hot. Wait, have you also fucked a pie?
No. No, no. That's when I discovered fleshlights. But no, I did not fuck a
Flashlight.
pie. Um,
However, I feel like fucking a pie would probably be on the bucket list.
I do want to fuck a pumpkin or a watermelon. So we'll see this summer what happens and fall. Yeah.
Did you know that famous baiter guy? Probably
Oh my
back in the
God.
90s, maybe.
Did you see the one that fucked the Dune AMC popcorn bucket?
No,
Oh my
what?
God, it went so you have to Google it. So
Okay.
it's like it was a promo for the movie Dune. You know how they all come out with the special edition popcorn buckets?
Uh-huh.
So it literally looked like a fleshlight. Like something like it was just even I
So
even looked
you're fucking the mouth hole of this giant worm.
of the worm. Yeah. And some guy literally did it because everyone was thinking it. All of us guys were thinking it. Like no one like we just knew. And everyone was like, what if somebody just started like fucking that? And some guy did it and like went super viral and it was hilarious. And I knew it was only a matter of time. I should have did it. I was tempted. So yeah.
You still can.
Oh, yeah,
It'd
totally.
just be like your interpretation. Like
Exactly.
how would you fuck a worm in the mouth?
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. But it was really hot. Yeah. So
Um, but that was it. That was the game. That was good or gone.
yes,
That
that
was
was
fun,
fun.
right?
Thank you.
I feel like we did a pretty good job on all of those.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You're so cool. I want to thank you again for chatting with me on this
Thank you so
podcast.
much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, where can people find more about you now and then any kind of events that are coming up for you?
So I mostly always post on my Instagram, which is at King Dwarf Official. My
Mhm.
Twitter, where all my X-rated and naughty stuff will be posted, will be at King Dwarf NYC. And then if you feel like subscribing and supporting a fellow baiter, sex worker, and performer, you can go to my OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/King Dwarf and just for fans. It's just for dot fans slash King Dwarf.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, and make sure you follow the X is King Dwarf NYC.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Yes.
just want to make
Yep.
sure that people are following you
Yes.
correctly. Yeah, go enjoy all their amazing, sexy content. It's obviously not safe for work, but you're gonna have a good time
Yes.
watching all this hot stuff.
Exactly.
Catch them on a stage, go dancing somewhere in
In
your
your city
nearest
this
club.
summer.
That's
Yes.
right, in your city coming soon.
Yep.
Thanks again, King Dwarf, for
Thank you
coming
so
on the
much.
podcast. It was so fun to talk to you. Bait on.
Thank you. Same
And we
here.
thank
Gonna
you, and we
edge.
hope. Hell yeah, I'm gonna edge right after this interview.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining on this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm BC Bader. You can find me on all socials under that, and then we'll chat to you on the next episode.
Bye,
Oh,
guys.
bye, y'all. Hey, what's up? Did you love this episode? Because I love this episode. I think King Dwarf is so cool. Go follow them on all their socials and make sure that you stay tuned, and you'll be able to see them dancing at a local bar near you, hopefully soon. Thanks so much again for listening. I love producing these episodes. I love talking to people in the sex entertainment industry, and it's always a good time for me. Please love this, share it, subscribe, follow, tell all your buddies about it. It's great that we can get more listeners and more followers. It helps the podcast for sure. And I also want to remind you that I newly created the Bate Escape hotline. This is a voicemail box that you can call in to leave me messages, ask me questions, give me topics about things you want to hear in future episodes. And if it's really good, I might just play it on an episode of the Beta Escape podcast. So call into that number. That number is 747-292-1058. Again, ask me anything you want. Tell me what's going on. I want to hear all about it. Thanks again for listening to this episode and for following this podcast. And I will catch you on the next one.